Welcome back to the broadcast of the 2015 Texas Cup here in beautiful Austin, Texas, and we're joined right now by Kirk Tate. Kirk's the president of the Austin Huns, and Kirk, tell us a little bit about this great facility you have out here and what you guys are trying to do out here today.
Sure. We bought this facility, or our benefactors bought this facility for us about 6 years ago, and we've built 2 pitches. We've got 34 acres, got room for several more in the future, and hopefully a clubhouse when time comes. And we're excited to have all the colleges out here this weekend and every weekend. We built this place for rugby players to play.
Now you guys have all sorts of clubs and basically an event going on just about every weekend with all the clubs you guys do. Not just the Huns, you also have St. Edward's and also the Valkyries. Tell us a little bit about how you guys have brought them out here and some of the great things that they've been able to do for you guys out here.
Sure, absolutely. Well, the Valkyries have been, and we have been sharing a training facility for years, but now we were able to train out here once we got lights, so we brought the Valkyries with us to train out here. And St. Ed's, they joined us just this year to play all of their home games here. We'll also be hosting the Lone Star Conference Championships and NASCRO Regional National Playoffs out here later on this spring. And it's wonderful just to see all these rugby players in the park.
Now I know we started off with just one field and it's continued to be a great pitch. You guys have a second here. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the future plans and what you guys are looking to do to continue to develop this great facility?
Absolutely. Ultimately, we plan on putting a third pitch, a stadium pitch, here to the north where there's an old rodeo pen right now, and then probably an all-weather pitch here to the south, which will be for rain and the worst weather, and hopefully someday a clubhouse in the Grove that you see in the shot when you're watching the game here later on today.
Sounds great. And of course, this is the home pitch of the Austin Huns. Can you tell us a little bit about the club, what you guys have been trying to do, how long you've been around, and some of the success stories you guys have had so far?
Yes, the Huns are a 501c3 charity which is devoted to developing amateur rugby players for national and international competition. And we currently field 3 men's sides, competitive sides in Division 1, 2, and 3 of the USA Rugby, as well as an old boys team. We're one of the largest clubs in the country and the only club in Texas that fields 3 sides home and away on a regular basis.
Sounds great, and facilities have always been really great out here. I know you've put in personally a whole lot of work out here, weekends and weekends. I've been out here with you. We've snake management, you name it, we've done it all out here. But a lot of your support and everything comes from your guys on your team. It's all volunteer stuff. So talk a little bit about some of the guys and some of the other people that have been part of your organization and have helped out along the way.
Well, the club's 42 years old, and so first of all, we've had a couple of fellows who've been affiliated with the Huns for 30 years who helped buy the facility. And then all of our old boys as well as our current players volunteer time out here. Justin Pigeon, who's our facilities director, who's out here today back in the back working on tractors, spends an incredible amount of time out here. We did all of this DIY, the irrigation, the sod, the posts, the whole thing was all done through our labor within the club and supported by our members and our old boys.
Sounds great. And if you could tell us a little bit about the current team this year. I know the Division I team's really trying to amp things up. Had a good performance yesterday. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what do you expect to see from the team the rest of the way?
Sure. Well, we got off to a tough start. We started on the road against New Orleans, which was the finished second in the nation last year. So we had a tough couple of first games out, but we got our groove on yesterday. We won that one 90-24 over Houston Athletic. The passes are starting to stick. The guys are starting to believe in the pattern. And a lot of that is a credit to our new head coach, Lachlan Ferguson, who we hired last summer. He's done a terrific job, really brought the guys along. The guys are buying into what he's teaching, and it's making a big difference for us. So we're excited about where we're going.
Very good stuff. Now you said you guys do have 3 sides with the old boys side as well. Now that's normally going to be for guys that have played in the past or just new guys trying to gain experience. What type of things have you seen? Do you guys do stuff throughout the year with those old boys as well?
Sure. The old boys, we call them the Silverbacks. They're all players who are 35 and up, and we usually go to several events around the country. We went to actually a tournament in Cancun, had some guys out in Catalina. We've done Aspen Rugger Fest several times, and I believe we're going to New Orleans later on this spring with those old boys. And it's a way for those guys to keep their hand in and keep them involved in the club, which is huge for supporting all of our efforts.
Cool. And last question, Coach. You guys have had a lot of great events and stuff out here. What are some of the other things you guys are looking to build upon as we look into 2015? I know you've had a lot of championships and things like that. What are some of the things you guys are looking for this year?
Well, hopefully we'll bid to host both the Red River Men's Division II and III championships again this year, as well as Sevens qualifier. And as I mentioned, we are hosting the Lone Star Championships and the NASCRO playoffs here later on this spring. And as we expand and build more fields and more facilities, we hope to host clinics, camps, and all kinds of different rugby events on this facility.
Now, one last thing for during the summer. I know it's not going to be out here this year just yet, but tell us a little bit about the Sevens tournament that you guys put on as well.
Yeah, that's Bloodfest Sevens. It's in conjunction with the Central Texas Blood and Tissue Center. We have a blood drive that we put on every year with that tournament. It'll be hosted at Northeast Metro Park in Pflugerville because it takes 6 to 8 fields. So this facility's not quite big enough for that yet. But that'll be June 20th, and we hope to have everyone out.
Very cool. Hey, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you having us out.
Thank you.
And just about ready to get going here with the championship of the Texas Cup here in 2015. Thank you very much, Kurt.